How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of like fatty crowler, hopeful goodness, in the form of Little Dog Brewing. It's their German-style lager, as you can see on there. I believe this is their Dunkel. I just went down to like that area, down in where Little Dog is, one of the oldest breweries in Jersey. Went down there and visited a couple different breweries while I was down there, and ended up going in there, had a couple beers, and their Dunkel is really nice. They had like a fridge full of these fatty little crowlers in there, and I was like, is that German style lager? Is that the Dunkel? And they said, yeah, but they weren't quite sure. But we're going to crack into it and see what's what. So, Little Dog Brewing, I know I've reviewed a beer from them before. I actually don't know if I ever posted it. We're going to dive into this sucker. So you're talking, yeah, it's either Helles or Dunkel, I'm thinking at this point. Actually, that's a little bit darker than I expected. So, man. Not even Helles, I meant Marzen, by the way. But man, that's darker. Way darker than what I thought it was going to be. So we might be in for something a little bit different here. But as you can see right there, I mean, rich, dark, brown ale kind of color. So you're somewhere between kind of a Dunkel and like almost like a Schwarzbier with how dark that is. Index finger of just south of that malted malt bulk color. It had infinite creaminess with like kind of neurotic kind of bubbles on the edge. Like I said, it's kind of one of these pre-filled crowlers. I don't know if they actually date them on there. So we're kind of going in this a little bit blind. But Little Dog is actually a brewery that's been around forever. They, like I said, they are, if not the oldest brewery, one of the oldest breweries in Jersey. They do a lot of these kind of traditional styles, which usually up my alley, especially we're sitting here mid-October. But yeah, I mean, that is dark. That is dark, and it looks like a big, rich brown ale, to be perfectly honest with you. See if we can get a nose in the sucker. I mean, she's lagered. It definitely comes off kind of like the Dunkel, but just a little bit subtly more richer. So again, we're eking towards a more robust kind of beer here, kind of like Doppelbock range. So if you think about Marzen, think about Dunkel, just go a little bit further. We're not getting all the way in the Doppelbock range, but we're kind of eking towards that. You're getting that soft bready tones in there, nice rich kind of malty character. Ever so slightest bit of bittering, but it's essentially just a sweet maltiness, a little brown sugar vibes, and a little bit of subtle bittering. Done and done. Let's dive in. Cheers. I mean, that's really very close to what I remember the Dunkel being, but that color is just so much darker. Soft, bready malts, with a little bit of brown sugar vibes, a little bit of lager yeastiness. A nice little pop of bitterness towards the end. I didn't expect that based off the nose and based off the initial taste, but once you actually swallow, you actually get this big pop of like, I shouldn't say big, relatively big, big pop of bitterness. Done and done. Well made, clean, not much as far as negativity there. The only thing I would say that just in the grand scheme of things is a little bit thin. But that's me kind of reaching for something off here. But in the grand scheme of things, I like the way that brown sugar comes off. It has this kind of like soft, like sweet, spicy component that kind of bridges itself into those kind of hops. I'm sure that's all that kind of working in play there to kind of make me think that. Yeah, I mean, it is just a really robust version of like a Dunkel or Marzen. It's not Schwarzbier. It is not Doppelbock. But it's not as light as those other ones. It's somewhere floating in between. But honestly, it's hitting the spot. It can't be anything close to even. Like 7%. I would assume this is like 5.8 and change as far as ABV goes. And it's really well made. And that's kind of what the MO is down there at Little Dog. I mean, again, like I said, they've been around forever. But they're kind of that brewery that nobody kind of clamors about, because they're in the same vein as a lot of breweries that really do the beers that I really dig. The Manskirts of the world, the Bonds of the world, even though Bond gets a little bit of kind of hubbub here and there because they do kind of fuck around and they have a very kind of vibrant online personality. They're making these traditional styles and they're making them very, very well. And that's not something a lot of the new school beer people, I don't even know what to call them. I don't want to call them noobs or anything like that, but new school beer drinkers aren't into these kind of styles. So that's why they kind of fall by the wayside a little bit. And I think that's a little bit, kind of sad, because good beer is good beer, and this is definitely good beer. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better German-style lagers that I've had as of late, yes. It might not be Mount Rushmore status, but it's definitely worthy of being in the conversation. Value and availability, it's Little Dog Brewery only. I think I paid $8 for this little fatty crowler. I'm okay with that. And leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like German-style German-style Bills, like they're the Buffalo Bills, but they actually win. Sorry, Buffalo. If they're, if you like German-style beers, if you like just classic styles, if you like well-made beer, this is definitely going to do you all kinds of proper. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of German lager right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.